Okay. Just Hangout is live. What is this, Lady Ada?
Welcome to the August 13th, 2014 Hangout. Yeah, we're hanging out. We're showing and telling. Maybe we'll have a light group of people. It's storming outside, but inside it's makery.
Yeah. For the last few weeks, months, we've had 9 or 10 people, and it's been all the way down to the last second. So this will be a nice kind of chill because I have to set up the next show.
Well, we might have like 8 people show up.
Yeah, they'll show up at the last second. It'll be fine.
So take like 5 minutes just because the people will probably show up.
Yeah.
For your project, we'll go with Tony first, then Noah and Pedro, then Lex. And then anyone else who comes in. So just unmute your mic when it's time to show. Let's start with you, Tony.
All right, Tony, show us what you're cooking up this week.
Hey, yeah. So I've been playing a little bit with Retro Game, which is basically the tool that lets you take button input from the GPIOs on a Raspberry Pi and turn them into keyboard presses. So you can use it with like all the emulators and things. Cupcake Project uses it. Work with all the emulators. And so I've extended Retro Game to use one of the GPIO extenders, the MCP23017. So it's a nice little I2C device that gives you a bunch of extra GPIO pins. And I'll show you real quickly. I've got a little setup here where you can basically see, here's a bunch of emulators. This is actually running RetroPie, which is kind of a neat little distribution that just comes out of the box with a bunch of emulators. And as far as the setup here, so there's a Raspberry Pi, and it's connected to a bunch of buttons here. So you can see there's the MCP GPIO extender there, and then just a whole little collection of buttons there. So in theory, and it's running right now, as I press the buttons, things should change. So if I press, there we go, yeah. So go to the right, we can.
Oh no, it's just the background. I see.
Yep. Looks like something screwed up. Bugging it a little bit. We've got a few problems.
This is the slot. Oh, no. This is the slot machine version.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully that works a little better. There we go. Okay. So somehow it got stuck into the repeat mode with that. So okay. So
you'll be able to play arcades with only using 2 pins on the Raspberry Pi.
Exactly, that's the nice thing. And so you can add a whole bunch more buttons just by adding a new extender device. So, okay, in theory, if I press this, it should start. So I've got Mega Man.
If you want to play like Street Fighter, you need like 6 buttons per person, and then a controller, and then a start and coin button. So it adds that you don't have enough GPIO on the Pi.
Right, and especially like the Model A and B, they only have maybe about 10 GPIOs, so you're really, really limited. And yeah, right now the code, it supports up to 4 of these MCP extenders, so you could go pretty crazy and get like 64 inputs or so.
Okay.
Now there's some kind of weird little bug when I run this, and this is a RetroPie thing. It expects the Z and X buttons. It's looking at different keys for some reason. So I can use, this button is the start button right here. So when I press this, it'll go into start. So we can say, yeah, let's play, let's do, and you can see as I press buttons here, I can go like, left and right, and it's moving the buttons around here. So if I say, okay, let's go for Woodman.
Yeah,
so
Woodman.
Now the problem is I can move left and right, but for some reason I can't jump and fire, which is a bit of a problem in Mega Man.
Yeah, I think you probably just have to configure it for whatever key.
Right. For some reason it looks at different keys than what RetroPie sets up. So
yeah,
basically I can go left and right, and it looks like it just got stuck going right again. So
oh no!
Little bit of debugging.
All right, this is the demo. So
yeah. Otherwise, it's pretty cool. So I'll be hacking on this a little more to get it a little more stable.
Yeah.
And hopefully anyone can use this with the MCP devices and Retro Game.
Okay. Yeah, I'm sure we'll do a quick write-up tutorial for people who just want to hardwire it, and it will also be making its way into the arcade hat.
Oh yeah. Yep.
Yay. Okay. Thanks, Tony.
Cool. All right.
We had more people showed up.
Yeah. All right. Thanks, Tony. Next up is Noah and Pedro. Noah and Pedro, what you got this week?
Hey guys. Hey everybody. Hey guys. Happy Wednesday. We're getting ready for another awesome 3D Thursday. This past week, we turned up to 10. Whoa. We take a look at our failed prints. We smash them down. We're going to turn it into brand new prints using recycled filament. That's right. Doing your own DIY filament works surprisingly well. But this week, we're doing a Raspberry Pi case. Whoa. That's right. We're going to show you how to design and 3D print an enclosure for the Raspberry Pi B+. That's right. And as usual, we give away all the solid files so you can design your very own customized Raspberry Pi B+ case. Yeah, so be sure to check out our show tomorrow at 3 p.m. to find out how we break down the steps on how to design and develop your own case. That's right. Every show we do a layer by layer and break down exactly how to build all the things we do. We'll have that and more every Thursday, 3 p.m. Eastern Time.
All right.
I'm really looking forward to the grinding up of the print filament and then making new filament.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah.
Also, you can make your own custom colored filament that way by you're mixing a little bit of red, a little bit of blue to get purple filament.
And the thing is, mixing carbon with ABS, you can make even stronger materials.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay. All right, so it's not just a recycler; it's a custom filament maker.
Yes.
I just keep thinking about the scene in Fargo and the wood chipper and anyways. All right.
This top secret design will never see the light of day.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Well,
you
thanks.
printed the little one, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, Pedro. All right. Next up is Lex. Hey, Lex. Welcome to the show and tell. Show us your project. You may need to unmute your mic. It is the.
There we go.
Yeah.
Hello.
We can hear you now. Yep.
Okay. Let's see. I'm just getting new to this electronics thing, and I got the EL starter pack and sound inverter from you guys recently, and a few other things, and I sewed these into the jacket. I guess this was a couple of weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
And everything runs inside of the lining, and it's sound activated with the inverter. So that was a quick one-night build. And my first circuit board that I've soldered. Can I do a screen share here?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, go for it.
You have to use a little thingy button.
Yeah, I did some tests before I got on with you guys. It's the first time I've done this here. Share, here we go. Did that share? There we go.
Second. And then,
Yep, there you go.
board. Press board.
Yes, I picked one up at Radio Shack. And used some LEDs that I took off of an old light.
And you just solder them up one by one? Nope.
Yes, I'm having trouble here getting back on.
Oh no.
We saw your lantern now.
Oh, did you?
8 LEDs.
Yeah, you were there. Do you want us? Oh, now you're
Okay.
back. You're back to you now, Lex.
Back to me? Okay. Well, cool. And here's the lantern. I mounted them. I used a trinket and altered. Okay, where are you guys?
Oh, you're running out of net connection there.
I believe so. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's nice.
And I just programmed it to fade on and off.
That lantern will be so handy if there's a GRU or something, like you're set.
Right on. I used an old Motorola charger that I found that happened to have the right connection and the right voltage.
Okay.
And so I just salvaged that. And I never see anybody who do I haven't yet, any non-electronics projects. And this is kind of the background I come from, is metalsmithing. And I want to combine the two. This is something I did about a year ago. And this is all hammered bronze wrapped around a hog's jaw.
Oh, nice.
So I want to kind of combine the two techniques and make more moving objects with sensors and things.
Oh, that's nice.
Thank you.
We see a lot of people come on, and actually they usually, not usually, but they often have multiple skills. Like they'll do like glass blowing, or metalworking, or like music, or painting, or craft, or sewing, and they'll actually combine. And that's when I think the most fun comes out, because it's like you make a circuit with a trinket, but then you're like, well, I'm gonna like fix up this old lamp and like attach it to a hog or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm not creative like you, but I think that's when it's fun, because it's like then it's a skill. It's like you would never think of like, oh, a painter can only paint on canvas. You're not allowed to paint on like wood or bone or a desk or a table. Like you should be able to paint on whatever you want if you can paint. Just like electronics, you should be able to use it with whatever you want.
Yeah.
It's like any other art and craft. All right, thank you, Lex.
All right.
Come back next time with more projects.
And next up, coming back this week, I think the microphone things have been worked out. Bao, welcome back.
Hello, can you hear me now?
Yeah, everything's great.
Yeah, I installed Linux on my MacBook, and I was trying to mod the driver, and somehow now I have surround sound, but the microphone last week didn't work. So
These are
my
excellent
project.
problems to have.
That's Linux. Okay.
So my project is with Sonic Pi. So there's been a lot of updates to Sonic Pi 2, and I'm really excited. And I'm a big fan of the composers John Cage especially, and he does this thing where he uses this Chinese divination book, the I Ching, to compose music. So I wrote a function that does something similar. Basically, the traditional way you would use it is to like pick Euro stocks, and then you would look up these trigrams, which are actually like binary numbers. So I wrote a function that sort of imitates that. And can I screen share to play a song that I wrote using it?
It was a little bit creepy and a little bit scientific-y. It kind of had this like...
Yeah, so this is using the half of the... So this is like a trigram, and then you can expand it to like a hexagram, I guess, with 6, which has more like binary numbers. So this is... I have the code up on GitHub. And also I have... another function that does the Steve Reich, he has the phasing music. So like you normally would play piano at like 2 different speeds, and I have a function that does that as well. So that's what I've been working on, aside from hacking Linux drivers.
Yeah.
Well, if you ever publish this somewhere and you like a how-to or any articles, let us know. We'd like to post that up for our weekly Pi Day stuff.
Cool.
And also send an email to support@adafruit.com. You get an SE on the show and tell sticker. Before I forget, Lex, don't forget you should also send an email to support@adafruit.com. And you get an SE on the show and tell sticker. And now let me go to Lewis.
Lewis.
Hey, Lewis, welcome back.
Hi, can you hear me?
Yeah.
Hey.
What you got going on?
So I'm going to switch cameras. I've been working on NeoPixel, like bike turn signal system. It's kind of like on a car. So I'm still working on designing the 3D printed parts. So the first one, see that? Here's the box I've designed so far to go up on the handlebars with your illuminated switches.
Yeah.
But I just got it like printed and stuff. So right now I just have the wires or the buttons breadboarded. So basically how this works. Trying to get positioned right. Okay, so when I press the first button, then the left one will color wipe red.
Mm-hmm.
The second one will color wipe the second one blue.
Okay.
And then the third one will do them both red. So, and right now it's running off of an Arduino Uno, but hopefully I'm gonna move it to like a trinket probably.
Mm-hmm.
So it's smaller. And I just wanted to show, I still haven't printed it yet, but this is kind of, it's hard to see it, but the ring that'll mount on the back of the bike, that's one half of it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
This is good. This is like the, I don't know, 20th or 30th like 3D printed plus bike project.
I like the 3D printed bike add-on.
Yeah.
You can add stuff to bikes really easily.
People are starting to do this because you know I'm surprised it took this long. I think it was because without electronics inside of the 3D printing stuff, like just putting things on a bike, doesn't make a lot of sense. But then if you 3D print it, you get the enclosure and you get a place to put your electronics. And there's a lot of things that people want to do, light up stuff, bike speakers, all that.
Yeah, once you have a power supply on your bike, you can totally like bump it up, do more. All right.
Okay, good work, Lewis. Well,
Thanks.
of course, You get a as seen on the show and tell sticker. You can use it on the bike or the 3D printed parts. Your call.
Yeah, and I'll hopefully show it to you when like I've got all the 3D printed parts put together.
Okay. Yeah,
There's still a couple weeks left of summer.
We like the in progress projects.
Yeah. Okay. Well, sounds good. Thanks.
Yeah, thanks, Lois.
Awesome.
Next up, I wanted to get to Avishai, but but I think his or her or their camera is not exactly going. So tell you what, we're going to check in with Roberto, and then we're going to go to C. Scott, because C. Scott has music stuff. I'm going to save him for the end. So Roberto, how's it going? You may need to unmute you.
Yeah, I was on mute. Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're a little buzzy, but it's okay.
Okay, I'll speak slow. So I got the printer bot metal from the shop.
Okay, printer bot metal.
Yeah, out of the box it printed the calibration print really well, but then I started getting like really like gappy and
oh yeah, look at that. Holy Batman.
Oh yeah, it was just a little Batman symbol. More on that in just a bit, but like the main first goal was like once I had it calibrated is I wanted to do the BMO project. But like again, I was getting like really slinky print, so I went to the forum and posted a question, and I believe it was Bill pointed me to the printer bots forum.
Yeah.
And it ended up being really good because like the third or fourth thread I found got me going. And so like the prints kept getting better and better as I knew what to adjust, and so like the BMO parts coming together and making a little snappy noise. And so I'm really close. So my in progress project is that I have all the parts for a BMO. I just need to put in the electronics now.
Okay.
For reuse, all of the sorry prints, I ended up trying to recycle them as much as possible. So like these little Batmans.
Yeah.
Into a ring that like I wore.
Those are your enemy.
Oh, that's cool.
That's nice.
And I just give them away, because they're like the defect prints, I guess.
No, that's fun. Yeah, that's a good idea. Like people should for test prints, they should make stuff that they like give to kids or like friends or.
Yeah.
And the ring itself, this little black part, was not 3D printed from the printer bot. I have one of those 3 doodlers, and so I attached the ring with the 3 doodler.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, and so the last one I have real quick is uses the Ryan Tech dual motor shield.
Yep.
Can you see it?
Yeah.
And then that's on the Pi, and then it's on this little tank bot that again it's gonna run a Java web app to control it from a mobile device or your tablet, whatever has is on the same Wi-Fi network. So hopefully soon I'll be able to show you that actual web app controlling that codename Roller. Thanks for having me.
All right.
Can we have some sort of animal controlling like the rover? Because that would be cool.
That'd be cool. I've seen the goldfish controller.
Yeah.
Yeah, based on where the goldfish is, maybe they roam around. That's cool. All right, Roberto. Well, thank you so much.
It's like, oh my God, it's coming right for me.
And email support@adafruit.com, and you'll get as seen on the show and tell sticker. And thank you for sharing what I think is one of the cool customer experiences when people need help and they go to forums where the information is public. You can search it; it's indexed.
Yeah, it really helps.
One of my pet peeves: anytime if I need technical support or help, it's always via email and it's hidden, and all the information I get, I don't get to search it or share it or anything. So I like that all that's available, and people can.
We try to help people as much as possible with everything we sell. For some things like the printer bot, we actually just don't have that much experience, and they've like seen everything.
And they give us support with it, so they're they have full-time people that help out.
Yeah, and what I did was do what I normally do with Stack Exchange. Is like I posted there just because I figured y'all would know because I was trying to print BMO.
Yeah.
But when you sent me to printer bot, all I did was just look for like my keywords, and I found an existing tool. So.
They have a good form system.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, like Stack Exchange, you're gonna get a sticker. Wait, Stack Exchange doesn't give stickers, but we do. You'll get one to put on your email.
All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, T. Scott. Hello. Welcome back to the show and tell. You have an update on your project. I saw it in the comments.
Yes. Hello.
Yeah.
Well, this update is about more of the mechanical side of things.
That's all right.
I have to put this thing in a case. So I looked around and priced out some of the 19-inch 4U and 5U rack mount enclosures to get a gist for what I'm going to do. The cheapest ones are server cases, but they aren't really laid out for the kind of thing I want to do because they have like drive bay subframes and power supply mount subframes that are not really compatible with the distribution of boards that I want to put in there. So I did what I do best. I went to a ham fest and bought something for $5, which happens to be this 30-year-old case.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, wow.
Happens to have a MIDI interface on it, which is really convenient because I'm going to need it.
That's really
Apparently, this was like a third-party chassis made for a synthesizer called the Yamaha TX816, which I happen to have. It's that big bank of black modules you see there.
Okay.
It is 8 Yamaha DX7s, which is like the defining sound of 1980s pop music. But anyway, so I figured, for $5 you can't go wrong. Hello? And
Swap festers are so great.
the idea, of course, is, I've got my back plane. I don't know if this is visible, but the back plane's got to fit in here. I've got to fit there's an included power supply, but it's 30 years old, and I'm not ready to trust it. And it's a switching type, which is not great for high precision audio. So I'm going to put a nice toroid core linear power pack in there at some point. But everything sort of fits. I thought I was going to be able to do a 4U high, but it looks like for margins, because I actually have to put these boards up on pillars, and there's a standoff height from the connectors and all that. The 5U is really going to end up being my safer bet. But that's it. Dumpster diving or ham fest diving for.
That's a good deal for that enclosure. That's sweet. A $5 rackmount enclosure. That's like.
Well, 20 years ago, I would go around asking people for their old 300 baud Hayes smart modems for like $5 because those little aluminum extruded chassis make great project chassis.
Yeah. Hey, can we see your shirt? It says "Never trust the auto router." Is that like bad?
When I bought Eagle, I didn't bother buying the auto router because
We actually don't sell the auto router on E because we sell Eagle in the store, and I just don't include the auto router. I'm like, why would you buy this thing? I mean, it's not a bad auto router, but like.
Yeah, Eagle said, "Are you sure you don't want to have that as a package you guys stock?" And we're like, "No."
Schematic and layout. It's a whole offering.
Yeah, I think this was a Chris Gamble thing, but I'm like, yes, I must have that shirt. It was like one of those. It was like one of those mini Kickstarters. Like, if we get enough orders, we'll make it. And like, he got it in like 10 hours.
Oh, that's good.
All right. Well, thank you, everybody. This was
thank you,
awesome and perfect.
Don't forget to email support@adafruit.com.
Yeah, we'll put a sticker on the bottom of your chassis.
Yeah.
There's space for like.
I'll put it on the front somewhere. It'll get scraped off the first thing.
All right. So thank you, Tony. Thank you, Roberto. Thank you, Noah and Pedro. Thank you, Lex. Thank you, Lewis. Thank you, Scott. And thank you, Bao. We'll see everybody here again next week, I'm sure, and more.
Yes.
7:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time every Wednesday. Show and tell. 8 p.m. is Ask an Engineer.
Yeah.
Tomorrow, 3 p.m. 3D Thursday. Then Wednesday, today we already had Wearable Electronics with Becky Stern, where I showed this old mistake that I had, including I even had the engineering sample from. These are Sony Glastron things back from the 90s. But anyways, all that and more on many of the shows at the wonderful world of Adafruit.
Okay.
Okay. See you guys next week. Bye-bye.
Zort.